Sweet alyssum FAQs. Sweet alyssum is a charming and versatile plant that has earned a special place in many gardens. If you're curious about this delightful flower, you might have some questions about its characteristics and care. Here's everything you need to know based on my personal experiences and insights. See more 4 species in genus Lobularia at monsteraholic.com. Is sweet alyssum a perennial? Sweet alyssum is generally grown as an annual, meaning it completes its life cycle in 1 year. However, in some regions with mild winters, it can act as a short-lived perennial, coming back year after year. I've found that its performance as a perennial can vary based on local climate conditions. Is sweet alyssum edible? Yes, sweet alyssum is edible. The tiny, fragrant flowers and leaves can be used in salads or as a garnish. They have a mild, slightly peppery taste. I've used them to add a splash of color and a hint of flavor to various dishes. Is sweet alyssum toxic to dogs? Sweet alyssum is not toxic to dogs. I've had dogs running around my garden with no ill effects from the plant. It's always a good idea to monitor pets, but in my experience, sweet alyssum is safe around them. Do deer eat sweet alyssum? Deer typically avoid sweet alyssum. Its strong fragrance and delicate nature make it less appealing to deer. In my garden, I've noticed that deer tend to steer clear of sweet alyssum, which is a relief since I've had issues with them munching on other plants. Does sweet alyssum self-seed? Yes, sweet alyssum does self-seed. It's a bit of a mixed bag. Sometimes, the seeds drop and sprout in the same spot, leading to a delightful surprise of new plants the next year. However, if you're not careful, it can spread more than you'd like. Is sweet alyssum deer-resistant? Sweet alyssum is considered deer-resistant. The resistance isn't foolproof, but in my garden, I've noticed that deer prefer other plants over sweet alyssum. Its scent seems to deter them. Is sweet alyssum invasive? Sweet alyssum is not typically classified as invasive. However, it can spread quickly if left unchecked. It's a good idea to manage its growth to prevent it from taking over your garden beds. Can sweet alyssum grow in shade? Sweet alyssum prefers full sun, but can tolerate partial shade. In my garden, I found it thrives best in areas with at least 4 to 6 hours of sunlight each day. In shadier spots, its growth may be less vigorous. Does sweet alyssum attract bees? Yes, sweet alyssum is excellent for attracting bees. Its sweet fragrance and abundant flowers are irresistible to these pollinators. I've noticed a significant increase in bee activity in areas where sweet alyssum is planted. Does sweet alyssum bloom all summer? Sweet alyssum blooms profusely throughout the summer. With proper care, it can continue flowering from early spring until the first frost. In my garden, it's been a reliable bloomer, adding color and fragrance for months. How fast does sweet alyssum grow? Sweet alyssum grows relatively quickly. You can expect it to fill out in just a few weeks after planting. Its rapid growth makes it an ideal choice for adding instant color to garden beds and containers. How long does it take for sweet alyssum to grow? From seed to bloom, sweet alyssum typically takes about 6 to 8 weeks. I've found that starting seeds indoors a few weeks before the last frost can give you a head start and ensure a quicker bloom. Sweet alyssum versus alyssum. The term alyssum can refer to various species within the same genus, including sweet alyssum, Lobularia marittima. Sweet alyssum is known for its sweet fragrance and compact growth, while other alyssum species might not have the same level of fragrance or flower abundance. Sweet alyssum versus candytuft. Sweet alyssum and candytuft, Iberis sempervirens, are often compared because both are low-growing, flowering plants. However, sweet alyssum has a more delicate, trailing habit and a stronger fragrance compared to the more upright and evergreen candytuft. I've found sweet alyssum to be more versatile in containers, while candytuft makes a great ground cover. Sweet alyssum versus snow in summer. Snow in summer, Cerastium tomentosum, is another plant that's often compared to sweet alyssum. Snow in summer has silver-gray foliage and white flowers, creating a different look compared to sweet alyssum's lush green leaves and small, colorful flowers. Snow in summer is also more tolerant of dry conditions, whereas sweet alyssum prefers consistent moisture. What a plant with sweet alyssum. Sweet alyssum pairs well with other annuals and perennials that complement its colors and growth habit. Consider planting it alongside petunias, pansies, or marigolds for a vibrant display. It also works well in mixed containers with trailing plants like ivy or creeping jenny. How to care for sweet alyssum. Caring for sweet alyssum is relatively straightforward. Ensure it receives plenty of sunlight and water it regularly to keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. Deadheading spent blooms can encourage continued flowering. In cooler climates, mulch can help protect the plant from frost. Common problems. Sweet alyssum can be prone to powdery mildew in humid conditions. To prevent this, ensure adequate air circulation around the plant and avoid overhead watering. Regular inspection and removing affected leaves can also help manage the issue. Sweet alyssum is a delightful addition to any garden, offering beauty and fragrance with minimal fuss. Whether you're planting as a ground cover, in containers, or as an edge plant, it's sure to bring joy and color throughout the growing season.